Check, check, check. All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. And one of the questions that I get here the most, or one of the debates that we get here constantly about firearms, has to do with semi-auto versus revolvers. You know, there's a lot of controversial things about that. There's a lot of issues when it comes down to your rifle versus shotgun. Should you have an AR-15 or some type of semi-automatic pistol for home defense? I mean, we are always arguing about something, guys. It's just ridiculous. But every now and then, there's some of you guys that put great comments here in the channel, and I read them, and I think they're fantastic. So we're gonna take a closer look at one of you guys' comment. We're gonna talk about it for a little bit. I'm gonna give you some take, but before we get into that, let's go ahead and hit the intro. Alright, guys, so welcome back to the channel. I really appreciate you guys watching. So let's check out this comment real quick here, and definitely know what you guys, definitely let me know what you guys think. So essentially, I posted a video on ammo capacity a while ago, and if you haven't watched that video, I'll link it down below. But here's a little video. You guys can see me. I look way different background too. But I give you a couple of seconds on that video right now, and definitely let me know. Alright, guys, JH6, welcome back to the channel. So another show here for the new series, for the new shooters. I've been doing these videos. A lot of you guys been enjoying them. Let me know what you think. Check out the playlist so you could go to the first video all the way down. And today, I got to tell you, I'm going to talk about ammo capacity, because that's a big deal. You got guys that carry a revolver. Alright, so anyways, that video is going to be down in the description box, and you guys can watch it. But I got a comment out of that video. Great supporter here of the channel, and Petty Officer Parker. And he says, I have an issue with revolvers. So, again, like I said, some people have issues with revolvers. Some people believe that you should not carry a revolver for self-defense. And essentially meaning that the capacity sucks, right? 5 rounds, 6 rounds. Some people definitely don't like that, but he says, if I'm going to carry a small gun with less ammo, I want to be able to reload fast. Hey, that's a great comment. So essentially, if I'm going to carry something that has less capacity, I want to be able to carry something that I could quickly, obviously, reload. Obviously, that means that I'm going to carry a spare magazine, things like that. So that's definitely a great comment right there. But from there, he says, I get your point about being a weapon. And again, if you watch the video, which I'll link it down below, I talk about more. It's more to the ammo capacity than, the firearm. It's more to that. It's not just the gun. I carry 17 rounds. I'm going to make it. I'm going to be okay. Everything is going to be okay because I carry the whole famous Glock 19 with the Surefire X300, right? It doesn't work like that, guys. It's not just about the gun. It's about the whole concept. You are the weapon. I constantly talk about this, and, people tend to concentrate on equipment. So that's what I want to do in this video. I'm going to talk a little bit about equipment. I'm going to give you some thoughts that I learned in the military. But again, going back to his comment, he continued to say, I just feel that your equipment needs to be modern, and essentially magazine fed. Great opinion too. Some of you guys that love revolver may not like this comment. I get that, but that's totally a great comment, because you want to have something that is, you want to have something that is just like the bad guy carries, or just like potentially what you're going to be facing, right? I'm going to talk about that. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but that's what you want to do. So again, he goes back to say, on the news in Las Vegas, 3 to 5 people teen enter homes. Well, in that comment right there, I'm going to disagree a little bit, because essentially I think that when it comes to home defense, we're coming into a different territory. It's not just your basic concealed carry. Obviously, concealed carry and home protection is self-protection. It's self-defense. You're trying to defend yourself, defend the people you love. But when it comes to home defense, there are some aspects that you don't have to worry about. Essentially, weight, you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about the firearm being concealed. You don't have to worry about a lot of things. You have the freedom or putting accessories, flashlights, whatever you want to do in your firearm, because again, you don't have to carry that. You just easily gonna put it next to your table or next to your bed or something like that, right? So when it comes to home defense, I think there's other things that I have to do, not just your basic concealed carry. Basic concealed carry, you're going to have to address things like printing and things like that, right? You don't want to be showing your gun, and you don't want to be telling the bad guy that you have a gun. Definitely not. But in that aspect right there, I wouldn't want to carry a revolver as a home defense choice. Not me. I don't think I want to do that. But other than that, semi-autos are faster than anything wheel gun. Okay, got it. Semi-autos are faster. I don't think anybody will argue that. I think the fact that you have a Glock 17 that has 17 rounds and I have a revolver with 6 rounds, obviously I had to reload almost 3 times to catch up to you. So, obviously semi-automatics may be a better choice. But here's the deal, guys. I want to talk about this. Again, great comment. If you haven't watched my video, link it down below for you guys to watch it. I thought it was a pretty good video. I just went and watched it again because you know what, guys? I got over 1,100 videos here in the community, and sometimes you guys tell me, hey, you said this. I don't even remember what I said in that video, so I have to go and rewatch it. That's just how it is. But here's the deal. Is your equipment important? Absolutely yes. And I want to give you a take how we do it in the military in a way. So essentially, what we really want to know is what the bad guy has. And from there, we want to develop a course of actions, right? That is why we have intelligence. That's why we have a field that is dedicated to intelligence. That's why we have a field that is dedicated to find out what the enemy is doing. I want to know what the enemy's capability it is. Do they have a rifle? Do they have the ability to use a plane? Do they have the ability to call for fire? Do they have the ability to utilize a specific weapon? Obviously, we want to know those things. And then from there, we want to make sure that we always have the advantage over the bad guy. We do. We want to make sure that if you can call for fire, I can call for fire. Because by having the advantage, I'm going to be able to win the fight, most likely. All right, I'm going to have an advantage over you. I mean, obviously, this is combat situations. There's other things, I want to have either the advantage or I want to be on par with you, right? I don't want to be below. If I'm below, I'm in trouble. I'm already in trouble. So, because of that, translating that into the civilian life, I want to be able to see what the bad guy has, And talking to your comment right here where you said, I just feel that your equipment needs to be magazine fed. I think that's a very good comment because, again, I feel that you need to have some type of equipment that it needs to be on par with the bad guy, or even better, it needs to be better. Now, obviously, the biggest factor when it comes to concealed carry is going to be your simple surprise element, right? So that's what everybody talks about, and that's the reality. If you have the surprise element over the bad guy, you have an advantage over the bad guy, just like I've been talking about. We've seen videos here in the community where you're seeing guys, taking care of business because the fact that they have that surprise element towards the bad guy. So obviously, that's a good idea, right? Obviously, that's totally a good idea. And having that surprise element is just great. But when it comes to firearm, just like you said in the comment, Petty Officer Parker, I think it's great. I think you're on the right point. I think that there is nothing wrong with you thinking that you need to have something on par or even better than the bad guy. Now, the biggest thing is going to be consistency. If you're going to carry a Glock 19, always carry a Glock 19. We know that. A revolver is going to be better than a Glock 19 you left at home, right? A 22 little pistol is going to be better than that Glock 19 that you left at home. You want to be able to have it on you. You definitely want to be able to have it on you. You also want to be able to look like a hard target. And I don't want to go into the video because I want you guys to see the video, but in the video, I'll talk about that. In the video, I'll talk about your physical shape, the way you taking care of business, right? The way you conduct yourself. If you're looking down to your cell phone, not paying attention, it may not be a good idea. If you're doing things like that and you're looking like a soft target, may not be a good idea. You want to be able to look like a hard target. That's something that we have talked in the past. And again, in that video, I talk about it quite a little bit. So definitely check out the video. But again, I don't think when it comes down to concealed carry, I still don't think that a revolver is a bad choice. You know, some of you guys are going to show stats. Some of you guys are going to say things. I really think, me personally, that, you know, carrying a revolver, when I do carry one, sometimes I carry the 642 that little brother has. I don't feel that I'm not going to be okay. I feel that I'm going to be okay because there's other aspects. There's other things. You know, there's your surprise. There's your situational awareness. There's the places that you go. There's many other factors that we could look that will help us out, right? The best way to survive a fire, an attack, the best way to survive an attack is not to get yourself in an attack. That's just the best way. If you could run away from an attack, from that specific attack, that's going to be the best way you're going to survive, right? So I still think a revolver is going to be okay. I still think that when I carry my revolver, I feel okay, you know, carrying extra rounds, definitely. But just like you say, if you have to face somebody face to face and the guy is carrying a Glock 19 and you're carrying a revolver, he may have an advantage over you. He may, because he has a better weapon. So when you're facing, you know, face to face, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. There may be an advantage because the guy has a better weapon. So to kind of give you some value here in this video, you want to be able to identify a firearm that you could carry consistent. You want to be able to, identify a firearm that has a respectable caliber that is going to work. And you want to be able to have something that you're going to carry every single day. That's going to be the biggest thing. And at the same time, it's on par with what the bad guy most likely is going to carry. That's just how it is. You know, if a lot of people, I said this in a video a while ago. I said, don't bring a 22 to a 5.56 fight. And some people got mad about that. But that's the reality. You know, if you face yourself face to face, you may have issues because the other guy has better equipment. So equipment does have to do a lot with the situation. I'm not going to argue that. But at the same time, I want to say that it's not just the equipment. There's so much more to this than just the equipment, guys. I mean, there's a lot more than the equipment, than just equipment. Like I said in the video, watch it. Physical fitness, you know, the way you conduct yourself, the way that you look, the way that you operate, the way that places that you go. I mean, there is so much than just to say the revolver is not a good choice. I don't think it's completely a true statement. I think there's a lot to do. And ultimately, guys, I got to tell you, we could what if this every day long. But you never know what's going to happen. I mean, you could have the Glock 17 with 5 magazines and your 3 best friends may be there with all armed with ARs and Glock 17s, and they're still going to get killed because you never know. Stuff happen. Stuff goes wrong every single day. So, again, I think I ranted here for a little bit. I want to say thank you to Petty Officer Parker. He's a great supporter of the channel. Good comment. Good job to some of you guys putting comments and adding up value to the community. Definitely appreciate that. Stay tuned because we got a lot of videos coming on. Like this type of videos if you like them. And as always, guys, God is in control.